Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Where else would you be but the Dynasty Daddy live trade show? Jeremy, how's your Tuesday going?
It's going well. It's going well. Could be better. I do have did get my tooth filled, so got a little bit of a sting there. And last week I asked for some NFL news, and unfortunately this is not the news that we want to be really opening our show with. But yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's the thumbnail, the stream title. It is just obviously the biggest news story in the Dynasty space, the Quinshon Judkins arrest. Obviously we are a fantasy show, Dynasty trade show, like want to talk about, a first round rookie pick in terms of, fantasy value and everything, but definitely want to acknowledge the, gravity of like how real and, the actual humanity of that all, the situation and everything. I don't want to speculate too much. I think I highly recommend like anybody that's looking into like that stuff specifically to, I think Drew Davenport is a good follow on Twitter, legal advice stuff with kind of following that whole process. But yeah, I mean, we'll definitely start there. But I know we had a chat already about it, asking if we are bull on Quinshon. Straight on my 2030 picks for him should line up when he gets out of Boca Raton prison. So I will not pretend to be a legal expert at all in terms of like the situation and everything. But my understanding of where it is at currently is there was a proceeding, and I'm going to use words that are like lawyer judge words that are probably going to be used incorrectly, but they are close to the right word. There was some sort of proceeding with the judge that it sounds like they're moving forward with, the case in some capacity. Now we don't know exactly what that will all look like, but yeah, definitely stay in tune and in touch. And I do think it is kind of unique because the NFL ends up being its own kind of jurisdiction as far as, punishments and commissioner exempt list and everything. But like we said, yeah, the speculation, you don't want to do too much on, these kind of weird situations.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a heavy situation, and it's always like one of those things where it's one thing when it's like, like, oh, a player got hurt or something, but it's also when there's like a victim in the case and there's like all this other information. It's something where it's like, okay, like you just give it a second, like don't be sending out, all those trades instantly. Like sometimes it's just best to sit and like just get, let all the information come in, and then we can kind of look at it later. Because it's something where it's like I keeps hearing different things about what happened and all this, and that's just naturally what happens a couple days after a report's been filed. So I'm certainly not a lawyer. I don't want to speculate too much about it all. But it's certainly a shame. It's definitely not the NFL news I was hoping to open the show with.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I will say there is some like interesting other Dynasty news stuff, but as far as that situation specifically, I mean, I will be probably not tweeting my own understandings of the situations, but I will be retweeting and the actual people who are in tune with the legal situation. But I guess in terms of other news, we had a big contract for Garrett Wilson, 4-year, $130 million extension. That's I feel like I don't want to call you a Garrett Wilson hater. I don't want to put that on you. I don't want to put that evil on you, Jeremy. But I mean, obviously, we all knew this was coming. Even if you didn't feel like he necessarily lived up to the like wide receiver one price tag he's had in startups over the past couple seasons, we knew this contract extension was coming from the Jets. You're always just going to re-sign your wide receiver one, young stud wide receiver one still on contracts.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it makes complete sense from just like the Jets and actual football perspective. Like, you're not getting a Garrett Wilson type player for, less money or anything. Like, I think Garrett Wilson's kind of just one of those players that people keep wanting to be that true elite wide receiver one upside. I don't think he really has shown that yet, and I don't want to pay that price. So from a dynasty perspective, I'm not paying that elite price for him. But, otherwise, it's not. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad signing by the Jets. They need to get talent. Having that elite talent in there, long term, Garrett Wilson should continue to be at least a solid wide receiver 2 fantasy wise, and hopefully we'll get to that wide receiver 1. And I will say too, we obviously do not condone Judkins, whatever has been alleged against him. We don't know. It hasn't been convicted yet, but obviously we don't condone any of that. If we didn't make that clear.
Definitely. And doing the live audio check, I appreciated Diaz calling that out. Tried to pull up the stream to listen to my own audio.
Okay, I didn't know if it was my headset. I was like, but yeah, no, we had some other things. I know there's some contract issues going on with Juwan Jennings and Terry McLaurin as well. People have been, both of them have kind of expressed they're not happy with their situations. Both of them are kind of similar-ish situations, kind of career years, but being a little bit past that mega contract age of being a little bit older. So it'll be interesting to see how they play it out. I imagine, realistically, they'll probably both end up being signed. It's just probably part of the contract dance that we see right now.
Yeah, we see it every offseason with wide receivers for sure, but with, all positions in the NFL, especially with, performance. I do think that, Juwan Jennings probably has less leverage in the situation, but, probably deserves to be paid a little bit more. But it sounds like he is planning on reporting to camp regardless. I think that was a part of the reports that came through, is that, like, unhappy with the situation. There was, like, the trade request thing, but it sounds like he is planning on reporting to camp regardless. And then, the Terry stuff, it's fun to speculate, like, oh, Terry to the Patriots, like, this will be, whatever, Drake May wide receiver 1. But, in all reality, it's very rare that teams do what the Seahawks did with DK Metcalf, right? Like, that just going to, like, the Steelers out of nowhere rarely happens, or the Pickens to Dallas. Like, that stuff is very rare for young-ish receivers.
I think it's like it's people that come off of, like, the NBA playoffs and then NBA offseason, where it is, obviously this has been a weaker one, but where trades happen and, oh, these are big moves. How does the Rockets look with Durant, like things like that. NFL is just, one player doesn't usually have that level of impact. So we're not going to have, Juwan Jennings on any team. It's probably just a team with Juwan Jennings. It's not a completely revamped perspective on this team. And I think realistically, both of them will probably sign. I don't think their markets are so massive that they're going to uproot the good situations they're both in. Because Jennings really did shine. Ayuk will probably take some time to come back. He'll probably still have a decent role there. And I don't blame him for trying to get his money.
Definitely. Well, let's get into some trades here. We've got one calling out to you as a Panthers fan. I want to get your perspective.
Yes.
From K-Sky here. What do you think about trading Igbuka and 2 seconds for Tat? And this is a 14/11. This is pretty deep league. 1.5 10 premium, 6-point passing touchdown, -1 for interceptions.
Okay, so I'll start it off. I'll start it off by saying, if we look at the process, right? Obviously, 14 teams start 11. Those picks seconds are going to be somewhat valuable. If they're late, though, those are really kind of third-round picks. Igbuka, Tet, to me, Tet's a little bit higher, but not massively. I probably end up going with the Igbuka side, to be honest. But this is not taking in all the context, because there was another piece of news on the Panthers streets. The Carolina Panthers crew went on a Minnesota weekend trip. It was all the receivers and Bryce Young, and they were on a boat, and all I saw was Leggett doing a speech to a camera or whatever, and everyone's like, what the hell is he saying? So you could buy into the hype of the Carolina Panthers boat trip. Hopefully it's better than the Giants boat trip. But I think realistically, I'll probably just take Igbuka in the seconds. Sure, is Tet a slightly better outlook, probably for this year at least. But in reality, 2 seconds in a 14-team league gives me way more flexibility to go by just guys that have a pulse. And in a 14-team start 11, I'm going to need that.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where too, like, even if you're caught holding those seconds, I mean, in 14 by 11, like having to make second round picks is actually something I'm fine with doing in like that kind of deep league. Yeah, and like you said, they
I mean, I
carry
think
more
this is
weight.
definitely one where it's like those seconds are good trade pieces to buy, like a Rashad White or something like that, where you can just get some sort of production. And two, like you also need to like look at them. Are they both late seconds, like pretty much guaranteed late seconds? Then maybe I'd be more inclined to trade them, because if everyone's going to treat them like a third, then the weight's a little bit different.
Want to hit this one? Dynasty football key. Keep grinding. 2 a.m. here in Portugal. Greetings.
Portugal.
Let's go. Wish I could say longer. Football almost back. Yeah, we are. We talked about it last week. We are officially in. I think I'm going to count it that the Hall of Fame game is technically NFL football. We are in the same month.
No. Are you a preseason grinder? Like, are you watching all the preseason games?
I will watch all of the preseason snaps that Will deems meaningful for somebody in semi-deep dynasty leagues. If that answers your question.
I just can't get into it, man. I just can't get into the preseason.
I'm just so horny for football, dude. I will.
Nothing hits like the first Thursday night real football game.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Like last year, it was Chiefs Ravens, and that was just pure bliss. I was like, you're giving us a banger to start off with. I think this year we get Friday as well.
Do you remember the year before that? What the first game was? There's a reason I asked you.
I do not.
That might give you a hint. There's a reason I asked you if you remember. It was Chiefs.
Was like Panther.
Chiefs Lions, and the Lions.
Oh yes.
I will say, I 2 year ago season victories.
Worst season opener was definitely
the
Panthers Broncos rematch, and then watching Cam Newton get like skewered over and over and over with no calls. If you want to convince me into conspiracy theories about refs, just pull up that game and I'll just say yes to whatever you say. I mean, that's like to me, that's like the Kings and Lakers like playoff series where everyone's like, wait a minute.
I know if you start getting me going on refs versus the Lions, we're never gonna get to any trades.
It's our ref review segment of the show.
So I'll click through these real quick. Shout out Dove here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Nolan here. Now that Garrett Wilson is tied to Justin Fields, you estimate as a top 12 or 24 receiver, blindly hoping for DJ Moore's wide receiver 6 season from Fields. Yeah, we've talked about this a little bit. I think the first thing I want to touch on, the DJ Moore like wide receiver 6 season. I mean, definitely buoyed by there was that 3 touchdown Commanders game, some like crazy spike weeks. That like as far as consistency purposes, I think if you were to like take the median expectation outcomes for like overall fantasy production, it'd be closer to probably like a back end wide receiver 1 season than a top 6. But yeah, and I think the tied 2 is tough too, because I do think that Fields is the Jets' plan for the next 2 seasons, but I don't know how confident I am outside of that. So it's a 4-year deal for Garrett Wilson. Fields is the contract is set up in a way where it seems like he's going to be the quarterback for the next 2 seasons. But yeah, where are you at on Garrett Wilson?
I mean, I think Garrett Wilson is like, to me, if I had him as a wide receiver, like a high-end wide receiver 2, I'd feel good about. Be like, okay, cool. I hope that there's like a game where Justin Fields has to throw a ball a ton and just hyper targets him. I don't think there's a ton of targets outside of like Garrett Wilson and like Brees. And so I could see him kind of seeing a boost just because the offense is more dumbed down. It's more like first read stuff, get the ball out. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, okay, that was the most dominant DJ Moore wide receiver 6 season that Justin Fields produced. It was just like screw it, DJ Moore's up there somewhere, and it was the Commanders falling over themselves. You know, like it wasn't like he really earned that on a week-to-week basis. So to me, like I'm not going to, and like you said, I mean, this team might be bad. And Justin Fields might not be the quarterback next year. If they're drafting high, because there's a lot of quarterbacks that probably have potential to go in the first round in 2026. I'm not completely sold that this Jets situation is one I want to invest in. They're not to me like one of those underrated offenses that might blow up. I just don't expect that to happen. I think we kind of know what Justin Fields is at this point. And we kind of know what Garrett Wilson is. And I think both will probably do about what we expect. I think both will probably be like, you'll probably have Justin Fields being a low-end QB1 in fantasy, but he probably will still have some of the flaws that we saw before. Garrett Wilson, probably going to be a wide receiver too. That's a bet I would make. I would not bet that he's a top 6 wide receiver, maybe like wide receiver 12, but I'm not expecting anything crazy.
All right, enough of these boring trade questions, Garrett Wilson convos. Let's get into the real meat here of the stream. We put it in the Discord. It was a soft launch. The Dynasty Daddy leagues. We're doing some startups starting in August. And if you want to get in those, step 1 is join the free Discord. The link is in the description if you're not in there already. And if you are, head to the Join a Daddy League channel. And there's a Google form for you to fill out. Very simple Discord username, sleeper username, league save question. If you want to be a commissioner, very simple, totally free Discord. $20 is the setup, 12 by 10 Superflex, 0.75 Titan Premium if you're interested. And yeah, like it says, build a dynasty, earn Dynasty Daddy profile badges. I think Jeremy's down to do that. We'll see what that's all going to look like. I have no idea. Sounds cool. They exist for the Daddy Club members. We'll see how that all works out, and then potentially be featured on the Dynasty Daddy YouTube. I think it would be fun to like touch base on some of these startups, maybe on these streams where, you know, taking a look at the draft boards where they're at through the slow drafts. Also, check out the best startup values YouTube video on the channel after the stream. And after you're done watching that, head over to your calendar on your phone and add the Thursday night best ball stream weekly to your calendar. Do it for weekly, so you're there every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and come hang out with me and draft some underdog best ball teams and talk some dynasty. Excited for these daddy leagues? I don't know if you want to refer to them as daddy leagues. That was the way I could fit it in the Discord channel name.
Yeah.
With the join, like it's like hard to kind of space that out without it being the, you know, the little ellipses at the end.
I think it's like a you know type thing, you know, like, oh, I'm in a daddy league, and everyone's like what the hell are you talking about? And it's like, yeah, well, you obviously aren't one of the 1,484 subscribers.
Heck yeah! Don't tell your girl.
But yeah, I mean,
that daddy league.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to do these leagues. Haven't done a startup yet this year, and that's I've been saving myself for the Discord. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get started on these, and I will say the promo. Props to you. You stringed that together real nice.
Appreciate it. Made that. You've
come a long way.
Thank you. I made that graphic 7 minutes ago, so I appreciate that. The Sugar Daddy League.
Maybe that's what they should. All of them should be something like a different something daddy.
Daddy. We've got like the Danny Tanner League. Just all a bunch of, it's all dad focused. How much is the average league? So right now, I think and these are like, I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna say it. There are okay, never mind. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to say it. Right now, it is currently set up $20. And
you let me on there.
I led myself on it. They're going to be, I think we want to keep them the same across the board. So they'll be obviously if we have 48 people that want to be in them, there'll be 4 leagues. If we have, 24, there'll be 2 leagues, whatever. But I think we'll want to keep them the same. Cause I have ideas that I can't necessarily put out into practicality, but, I just need you guys to trust and believe. And yeah, that was a 2 minutes longer than the answer to that question should have been. Yeah, $20 is the average league. Like this.
Yeah, like let me tell you the average. Actually, let me do this giant.
I'm looking forward to
rabbit trail into the yeah.
I have done a startup this off season, but I have been not scouting. I usually will scout a couple startups to join and like, just to have like one or two at different months so I can like feel like I'm in a startup draft at all times. But I haven't done that yet. I've been saving myself for this year. So looking forward to it.
That's what we're about.
Ty Felton lover. Man, I read the question before I read the name, and I'm not looking forward to answering it based off of the name. Opinions on Ty Felton, the rookie from Maryland, drafted by the Vikings. I will say I haven't been following, and maybe you have a closer understanding of kind of camp report stuff. It sounds to me, like from what I've seen, that it's still Jalen Naylor is expected to be the third wide receiver. Obviously, like played pretty well for the Vikings last season. So, but I mean, you want to be patient, especially with rookies that get drafted in the Ty Felton range. Like, it's hard to believe that those guys are like hit the ground running, like immediately before camp even starts. So let me know if you, or I guess let me know, Jeremy, if you have any other Ty Felton thoughts, or Ty Felton lover, if you have any Ty Felton propaganda that you want to spread.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize, usually we come in, halfway through the stream or something, we're like, oh, this is the player that we ended up talking about a lot today. Did not think it would be Ty Felton. Lots of glaze going on in the chat, as the kids say. I mean, I think really what you look at these guys, there's a bunch of them, right? There's a bunch of guys that basically fit these roles. You're going to hear camp reports. You're going to hear a random beat writer being like, he looked like the best wide receiver out there. There's Justin Jefferson. There's TJ Hawkinson. There's Jordan Addison, assuming everything goes good with his court case. How many mouths are we going to feed? And we got JJ McCarthy, which is an unknown. To me, like realistically, he's a clogger. Sure, it can be fun, but I mean, there's a million other cloggers out there, and it's just like, which one is it this week? Is it Ty Felton? Sure, but I mean, if anyone bites on Ty Felton, then you take that quarter to the bank, and you're like, well, that's an extra quarter I didn't have.
That is a good call. Want to call out this nice comment, Jason. Love your power rankings tool. I love Jeremy's power rankings tool as well. I honestly, I pretty much reference it every time that I am like checking a league and want to make a trade, even if it's in like a very straightforward, simple capacity of like, I'm trying to move a player and want to find like what fishes might bite my little worm I'm going to dangle in front of them. I want you to address this question while I'm pulling up. I think we'll go to the live stream ask. I think we've got a couple in there that will pull up the actual power rankings tool. Actually, it's a good transition that I didn't realize I was making at the time. But I've got this one from Dov here. Did I ever tell you guys about the time I owned Jeremy in a trade? I think it was 2021. Sold that sucker. Travis Fulgham. Dang. For 2020.
I don't think that happened.
Straight up. I could see myself buying Fulgham for a second in 2021.
I remember I tried to get Fulgham, but no one would trade him. And I was like, I just need a wide receiver, but I don't know if I traded. Maybe I did. I don't recall that.
All right.
Yeah, exactly, Sean. We need some receipts.
Yeah.
This is giving me this message right here. Dov is going a little crazy. This message to me is like reminding me of the Wolf of Wall Street scene where it's like, sell me this pin. Like, I'm like, Dov, sell me Felton for a second. Yeah.
Sell me this Ty Felton. You need this Ty Felton.
Yeah.
He's a rookie. The upside is immense. All right, here we go. I've got this guy. I need to get this Ty Felton propaganda off my timeline. Oh, yeah,
we're having a little. Ooh,
that's it.
Ooh,
that's it. Becca, ban that guy.
Yeah.
All right, we've got the stream is starting off great. This has been probably the best start to a stream we've had. Who would have thought? All right, 10 by 10, Superflex 0.5 PPR, no tight end premium, and this is a rebuilder, as you can see with the Trust the Process. Shout out to Kyle, submitted this in the live stream ask channel in the Discord. If you guys are not in there, you can submit through there for the trade shows. Should I give the 107 and 109 for 103 and 207? Initial thought is no, unless Hampton is available at 103. Without even looking at this team, in these like shallow 10 by 10 leagues, I could see myself doing that in a not signing premium. But let's take a look at the squad.
Let's see.
Josh Allen, Penix. Running backs, you got Swift, Braylon Allen, Roshan, Cans. Probably could throw Roshan in the can, but I'll give him the benefit of the RB2. Lad, McConkey. Lad, Marv.
Being generous there.
Yeah. Lad, Marv, Pickens, Keon, Calvin Ridley, Coker, Pop Douglas, then Kincaid, Chig, Dalton Schultz, and my boy, Darren Waller. I'm going to claim him. I think I have spent the most time talking about Darren Waller. All right, 107 and 109 for the 103 and 207. Are you doing that on this team? So it is kind of interesting. The one in a 10-team league, that is technically what, the 205? Because you're losing 2 teams.
Yeah, that's what, the 207?
Yeah. So he's saying not wanting to do that.
I've
Go ahead.
Hold on, I'm a little confused here.
I see the hands moving. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a little confused here. I already see that you have the 207.
Well, we can find the 103 team. Right here. That was quick. Maybe it's the 208. 107 to 109 for 208.
Okay, yeah, that might make sense.
Yeah, that's probably it.
This is what? Like, this is a frisky team. Okay.
No, you're good. You're good. We got there. Jeremy's good. He's quick with it. I just was gonna ignore that completely and just pretend like it was true. I
was like, maybe is it both first and the second?
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I don't hate this, but if you're really going up for a running back here, like, who would you take if it didn't go your way? Like, to me, this is one where it's like, maybe I just say, hey, I'll do this trade if Hampton's available at the 103. And then, like, otherwise, like, I'd rather just take my late round picks anyway, or my late first picks anyway, because you are a trust the process team. It is a shallow league, so things will flip very quick, as you saw with, like, hitting on Lad McConkey and having players like Josh Allen. Like, you already have the core to where it's like, if you can just hit on 1 or 2 players, this thing will turn around quick. But if I'm going to consolidate, which is typically good in a shallow league, I don't want to be like, oh, let me trade up and then be like, crap. Like I don't like who's at 103 unless if it's this guy. So to me, it's like maybe add back condition in if you're only set on Hampton. But I don't think you're going to get bad players at 107 or 109. Like, it might just be better to get more shots on goal even though it's shallow.
I mean, and with this team too, like, I mean, this is a trust the process team that it's a very real, I mean, not tight end premium. If those tight ends get pushed down, like, there's a chance that you're not grabbing 2 running backs there. But I mean, a running back and a wide receiver on this team, I could see this team competing. I mean, maybe I'm underestimating a 10 by 10 league,
well, like,
with the rest of the league, but 3 quarterbacks, and one of them is Josh Allen, DeAndre Swift, and a rookie running back, Lad, Marv, Pickens, Calvin Ridley, Keon, Kincaid.
Well, let's put some names. I don't always like doing this.
Okay.
Let's put some names. If you go to the mock draft tool,
Yes.
it will actually pull up the mock draft they have. But I mean, if you could say, okay, do I just want Hampton, or do I want to take Egbuka and like RJ Harvey? And then you're like, okay, would you rather have Egbuka, RJ Harvey, or Hampton, or Tet, whichever one's available?
Mm-hmm.
I think like, I don't know, like, I think that's rather close. I mean, I'm such a big Hampton homer. Like, if I would do it if I knew I was getting Hampton. If I don't know if I'm getting Hampton, I would not give up Egbuka and Harvey for Tet.
Yeah,
I would probably
agree.
do that for
Oh,
Hampton though.
I'm just so happy to hear that. I feel like I was not like I was alone on the like Egbuka love, but I think you pushed
I don't think
me.
the gap is huge.
Yes, I agree. I think you pushed me closer on being a Hampton lover, and I think I pushed you to being more of an Ibuka lover. I think we complete each other, Jeremy. I think we push each other to be better dynasty managers.
Join the daddy leagues.
There we go. There we go. Join the daddy leagues. Oh, shout out Sean. Just want to say you guys are awesome as always. Hey, which one do you want, Sean? I'll give you both. I had the air horn and then Diaz's. Sean, if you want your own sound effects, I've got like 30 other spots I could put on the stream deck I bought 3 years ago. So you let me know. Appreciate it.
He's come prepared. Appreciate it, Sean.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think I was really leaning towards the 103, but that was me in my like shallow league brain. But I think your team, and there's a chance too, like we talk about in non-tight end premium. I mean, there's a chance somebody's just like, I'd rather have the tight end advantage regardless of tight end premium or not. And then somebody takes Loveland and you're able to hit Igbuka. And
I mean, and two, there's the Joker, Travis Hunter, which some people might not even like. So you might be sitting there and all of a sudden you're like, crap, well, Travis Hunter's here. So to me, like, I do like Hampton. I think first round running backs are one of the most surefire bets there is. And you put that with, I mean, we didn't even touch on the Najee news, which like, like now it becomes even more clear.
I did touch on the Najee
Don't
news.
play with fireworks.
I did touch on the Najee news when I was cracking up, and I hope he's doing okay. Like it is also like terrible. Hope he's all right. But I could not help but laugh a little bit when I was going through the Thursday night best ball draft stream, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and was reading the blurb of how it was written in there when I was considering or not considering drafting Najee Harris in a underdog draft.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely hope he's okay, but I mean, like that situation for Hampton is wide open, and he's behind Joe Alt and an amazing offensive line and one of the best defenses. They're just going to be running the ball. So I do think like if you can guarantee Hampton, you really want to do it. That's fair value. Otherwise, I'd probably just risk it and say, hey, there's a reason I'm trust the process. I need value on my roster, even though it's shallow. Just give me all these late round guys. You never know. Igbuka could be next year's Lad McConkey or Brian Thomas Jr. or whatever.
Yeah, and I get this too. I don't like Travis Hunter. I love Travis Hunter. But yeah, I do think, I mean, right now, I have not been in a rookie draft. I assume, just based off of what I've seen, like in Underdog and conversations, yeah, it looks like he's at the 104, like in a lot of spots. McMillan's jumped him, and I mean, there's a chance Travion jumps him too. And like, if you're really in on Travis Hunter, I think even at that 107, 109 spot, you have, picks, seconds. You could do little move ups if you wanted to find yourself getting Hunter and a running back, or Hunter and Igbuka if you wanted to punt this year or something. All right, we've got a couple questions up here I want to make sure we don't miss. JD McGee, Taxi Squad candidates: Taj Brooks, Brashard Smith, Kyle Monangai, Terrence Ferguson. I kind of like, I'd be curious who you're not able to roster or who you would drop from the bottom of your bench, like some like roster clogger receivers, to just be able to hold on to these guys through like training camp and preseason and start of the season. So let us know if there's anyone there. But I guess if you had to rank these, you have a strong leaner feel without knowing the tight end premium.
Without knowing, I'd probably go Taj Brooks. I feel like the Chase Brown situation is good for him, but I also expect they need to have a number two. No one just has a bell cow role all season. And I think they re-signed Zach Moss and Pirine, but it's like, Zach Moss,
they're like, not
his injury was like borderline career injury. And then Pirine's Pirine. So like, I think if anyone can do what Chase Brown did last year, it's probably Taj Brooks.
He's gonna chase.
Other ones are just a little bit more buried.
Yeah, no, I think I do think, like, without knowing the tight end premium, if it's like no tight end premium at all, Like, it's hard to talk yourselves into some of these tight ends, but I do think Terrence Ferguson is one that I will find myself doing in small tight end premiums, or like super, super low, maybe even not, just because I do buy that they like Higbee. They re-signed him. I anticipate, like, I've been drafting a lot of Terrence Ferguson in like underdog drafts and stuff, but my expectation is that's a bet for the end of the season. I do think that Sean McVay wants. There was some buzz about them trading up for Bowers, buzz for trading up for Tedro McMillan this last draft. I think they would like someone to kind of fill that spot, and I think that could be Terrence Ferguson. But obviously, that's a lot of speculation for just a I like this one. End of bench.
Pick up Ty Felton.
Yeah, pick up Ty Felton. End of bench stashes: Tyler Algier, Jalen Wright, and Josh Palmer. Man, I want to roster all these, but I think probably the running backs for me. In like most formats.
Jalen Wright for sure.
Yeah, Jalen Wright 100%. And then I do want to roster Tyler Algier. And I mean, I want to roster Josh Palmer as well. Like, getting a contract for the Bills, even though I don't expect much. Like, there's always going to be buzz with like a wide receiver that's running, 60+% routes for a Josh Allen led offense. So yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
You can't. The end of bench stashes is like a crazy colon start to that sentence with those three players to me, but I guess it's probably
got to be probably
really
shallow.
Yeah. All right, sup fellas. AJ Lee about to start a 12-team Superflex PPR startup draft with third universal derby style. Ooh, it's your favorite strategy position to draft on. I'm looking at going back end to start with 3 strong wide receivers. Let me do this for you. I will do this for you real quick, and I'll be quick about it. Okay. Usually when Will's pulling up his own startup drafts. And it's the one I most recently did, so it's the one I'm like most familiar with, and I've referenced it a couple times on stream before. But it's the perfect answer to this question. The 12 Angry Men League. Shout out to my boy Canyon, who is the commissioner for this one. I'll go to draft results here. I'll pull this up real quick. We're not going to fully analyze Will's entire startup draft because I want to get to the other questions. But while this is, I will say while this is loading, I agree with you. And I ended up choosing a closer to the end pick in Derby. And I'll just say this, while this is loading, Derby is the way to go. Like, getting to select your draft slot is awesome for 100 different reasons. But yeah, so actually this is going to look kind of wonky because I ended up trading up for Jamar Chase because I was locked into kind of doing this 3 receiver start and felt like the price was not the 105 put the pick on the block, and I felt like the price was not too much to trade up for Chase. Started Chase, Puka, Nico, and the main reason I like doing this is because I feel like in this 4th and 5th round, and check out the startup values video. Come on. I saw Jeremy in the corner there on the YouTube after the stream, and one of these players is on there on the thumbnail. How about Brock frickin' Purdy in the best startup values thumbnail? Definitely check it out. But I will say, didn't go there. Started 3 receivers.
Preview.
Yeah, started 3 receivers, and I think it's the best way to build a team because you are just, young. They hold so much value in dynasty leagues. You're able to still hit decent value quarterbacks. Like, maybe you're not a Goff guy, but I could have drafted Dak here. I know a lot of people have Dak over Goff. Penix was here as well. Bryce Young. And I can still hit. Don't look at the Tyler Warren pick. I wanted to have a share of Tyler Warren. This is my only share. Okay. But you're still able to hit, Chase Brown at the 612. This one, he probably goes closer to early 6th, 5th round, but Kamara, Connor, we won't do the full breakdown, but no. Okay. I'm answering the question.
Sorry. No, you're doing good. You're doing good.
Still able to hit running backs late.
I just saw one pick was Ty Felton.
You saw, where is the Ty Felton? What pick was Ty Felton? I have to do this. I don't know. He had to have been drafted. I'll do this for you. Oh, wait. Is it? Does it let you do?
He was. Oh, man.
I think I'm. Oh, here we go. The 21-12.
Thank you, Sean. Nobody cares about Ty Felton.
Right next to Jalen Tolbert. Right next to Jalen Tolbert and Isaiah Davis. There. I took Cam Akers.
Man.
I don't know. Instead of
that one got me.
That is funny.
No, Derby's definitely the way to go. And I think too, when you're playing Dynasty, those first 3 picks, not to be lame, they need to be like locked in dynasty picks.
Yeah.
And that's why I just shy away from a lot of like people that take those running backs. Like if you're doing a running back, you need to also have a lot of flexibility if you're giving one of those high value long-term dynasty picks away. So to me, like through 3 wide receivers, or if I'm, get lucky and get one of those elite level quarterbacks like a Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels type player. That's usually what I'm looking for. And then once you get to the 4th-ish, then you can start really saying, okay, what fits my build, what fits my team, what's the best value play. And you can get a lot of good quarterbacks. You might not get the pick that you want, but it's like, it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, do you want the edge of the brownie or the middle of the brownie? And you're like, well, I'm just happy I'm having a brownie. Like, I'm happy I'm just getting a starting quarterback. So I don't really care if it's, Brock Purdy or, Jared Goff. It's like, it doesn't matter because I didn't pay an expensive price for this quarterback.
Yeah, and I will say, like, in Dynasty Leagues, I have no issue in most formats having wide receivers through the flex. So even with a 3 wide receiver start, it doesn't box you in to not being able to take wide receiver values later because, late wide receivers like Chris Godwin in the 9th round is still going to hold value for, this year and next. Juwan Jennings in the 13th round is getting buzzed.
Yeah, I mean, then you can start just looking for, like, plug and play. This guy doesn't need to be a dynasty piece. But it's hard when it's like Christian McCaffrey in the 3rd or whatever. And it's like, okay, well, sure, he might crush it, but he also might just be dust. And I burnt like a pick that's probably worth 2 first-round picks on a player that might just evaporate. So it's hard when you're actually doing a startup to click like a Barkley or something like that when the shelf life is obviously short, even though their current season production can be high. You can do it. We saw that in our mock draft. Will did the incredible like all running back build, but it just gets, you start having to compromise at spots that is tough. Yeah.
No, it's brutal. You're really forced into a box. And like the Chase Brown I took at the 6-12 because he was falling really late. I would have never done that if I started Bijan Genti, and like that's a pretty fun high testosterone start, but it feels pretty bad.
I will say, I don't have data to back this up, but this is an interesting point by Sean saying that derby drafts don't have as many trades early. And I could see that because if you're locked into a certain spot and you're like, no, my build, I need to have this player.
Yeah.
You don't have the freedom of being like, okay, I'll take this pick.
Yeah.
So that is an interesting idea. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, no, that is interesting. I do think that in most like active enough dynasty leagues, I think people like have their takes and want to get their guys and like will move around the board to do those kind of things. So
I'm sorry, I'm trying to find real comments and just big Diaz take. Hope you're in the startup with
if you want to be in one,
Watson
with the $20 on the line.
We all have to pick a roster clogger wide receiver and then just die on that hill.
What's your crappy? What's the worst wide receiver you've been in your dynasty career? Like there was like a twinkle in your eye that they could matter.
Who was the one? He went to NC State, and that's why.
Oh yeah.
But it was NC State wide receiver that went to State, and it was him and Jacoby Myers. But like Jacoby Myers turned out to be good. I forgot Kelvin Harmon. That's who it was.
Ooh, okay. Can I hit you with
I was big on him. I was like, ooh, because I watched him in college. I was like, this guy is killing it, and he had buzz, but he got injured. Like he had like late first round buzz, and then got injured and fell to like the 4th or 5th, and then never materialized.
I don't think this is gonna happen, but I have had lucid dreams about Kevontae Turpin playing a lot more in the Cowboys backfield than anybody wants. And that's all I'll say about
maybe
that.
he has like a Debo role.
Yeah. He's fun.
Bailey's a good one. Bailey is a good one.
I've sold a lot.
He's got sneaky good analytics.
I have sold
He's got good analytics.
All right, K Scott here. Will, as the Bucky guy, I will claim that. Let me put away the Waller guy because I do not want to claim that. But as the Bucky guy, I will claim that. I'll be the Brees guy.
Dude, I will say, you it was just like last weekend in the Discord being like, I'm listening to all the Waller's like SoundCloud mixtapes. I was like, someone's got to pull him out. Like he's too deep in the algorithm.
I appreciate. I do want to say, as the Brees guy thing was funny. As I'm making the thumbnail, a little behind the scenes for you guys for this last video, the startup values video. Check it out after the stream. I literally just let a startup draft play through because I can't screenshot one of my own startups because it's got all the names and stuff on it, whatever. So I'll just like let one play through and like pull the image stuff from there. And I'm in one slot. Everything is being auto drafted. I'm just like sitting on my phone, letting it happen. And I auto draft Brees Hall in the third. I thought that was hilarious. That auto drafts, he came to me. The computer system knew, analytics could tell. But as the Bucky guy, I made this trade: 14/11 Superflex PPR 1.510 premium, Caleb Johnson and Keon for Bucky. Yeah, give me the running back who has smashed already. And I don't think Keon is enough to make me not want to do that, even in a 14/11. Any disagreements as the non-Bucky guy, Jeremy?
No, I mean I think that's a good value for Bucky, even in a deeper league. It makes it a little harder, I would say.
And I like Caleb Johnson.
I mean, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, I like Caleb Johnson, but I do think there is some merit to this is a third round running back. Like I will like push back on anyone that is like using that to be like he shouldn't even be going in the first round of rookie drafts. Like I disagree with that 100%. But I do think in terms of like deals like this where it's like I'm getting a similar bet at running back, it's like I don't know if you're getting a similar bet when we look at what Bucky did last season. The Tristan Wirfs stuff is scary, I will say. I've been taking a slightly less Bucky in underdog drafts.
I think the Bucky move is like wait till like week 3 or 4, and people are like, oh, he's just not the same. And then, you can just move in, and people aren't going to understand that it's because Wirfs is out.
K Scott, shout out to K Scott. I love K Scott. He is like very, and we probably need to have a heart to heart about this sometime, K Scott. Maybe we're in a home league and we've got a rookie draft coming up. Maybe at this next rookie draft that you're going to be at. He is very prone to blowing it up, but I have seen the rosters be turned around and be beautiful. So he's good enough at it that I think it's worth doing. But yeah, he's a big blow up teamer.
He can flip a house.
And it's been flipped. I will say, even in this rookie draft, we're gonna have Scott. I was looking at your team when you sent me a trade offer, which I am not going to accept, but thought about maybe talking about it on the stream. Maybe we'll get to that later. Well,
K Scott did send me a Hampton deal. You got to pry Hampton out of my cold dead hands.
Oh, is that? I think that's in the one we're in together, right?
I think it is. That's
time.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, the Hunter first.
Oh, actually, I get Hampton. Never mind. That's what.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I remember you. I didn't think you had.
Not in that one. I got it mixed up with a different one.
All right, wait. Where is? Wait, JD McGee. I'm seeing a Homer dope here, but I'm looking for the message. Did I miss it?
With the 1 QB, no tight end, had no rookie draft yet. Was it in the live stream ask?
Let us know.
I do know we have a few live stream asks.
Yeah.
And we have one in the club channel from our...
All right, here we go. Yes.
We own Sean.
Sean, oh, yep, I got this one up. Sean, I got you. Wait, let me put up one for you while I'm getting this ready. Let's do
okay, yeah.
3-player keeper league. PPR Superflex have Lamb round 1, Purdy round 6, and BTJ round 12. 2 4th-round picks and no 5th. Wondering what positions I should target with my 2, 3, 4. So already having locked in Lamb, Purdy, and BTJ. 3-player, and it's a Superflex.
Superflex? Let's see. So round... Okay, keeper. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, BTJ in the 6th round is beautiful. That is awesome.
I assume Purdy.
Okay, so round 12. Round 12 is beautiful. Purdy is round 6, which is still probably good value. I think he's going in like 5-ish. And I guess Lamb round 1. Do you think that's good value?
I mean, it's probably fine
I think it's
value
like kind
because
of break out in the
everyone's.
wash, right?
I mean, I assume the round 1 doesn't look like any elite quarterbacks because if you can keep them, like they are being kept, right? I mean, maybe
Yeah,
you can't keep like Josh Allen and Lamar because they're first round picks anyways, but maybe you can, and they're just not there. And so the first round is like Caleb
that's true.
Williams and whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say I think at 2, like 2 and 3, I would probably really look at wide receiver. I think, especially with Purdy kind of already banked, you're not as desperate to find that late round quarterback. And it also depends how many quarterbacks are being kept, right? If there's 10 of the good quarterbacks and no one has quarterback, then it's like maybe I need to take that to actually take advantage of that. But let's see, he does have the should I be targeting 3 RB, 1 QB, 2 RB, 1 QB in Kittle. Oh, okay. I didn't see that. So you're thinking all RBs in one quarterback in Kittle. I wonder where Kittle would go. Probably in like the 4th-ish. I don't know how high Kittle's going. But I don't know. I mean, if you want a hammer running back, I don't hate it. It's hard to know without knowing what players are kept. But I would say kick the quarterback to like the 4th round and just take whichever one's there. You're probably going to get a decent value, I'd say. And then just take running back with the rest and engage the tight end. I assume McBride. I assume Bowers, especially because he was going lower in drafts because he was a rookie. Assume they're kept. But if Kittle's available, it might be hard to give up that. I don't know if there's a tight end premium or anything, but it'd be hard to give up that elite production that Kittle brings.
All right, I'm ready. If you're ready for me.
Okay, switch it over.
Bang. All right, here we go. This one is from Sean. So this is it's just a 12 by 10, no tight end premium, super flex. The trade up here on the left just happened. And so Sean is getting Chris Godwin, Mark Andrews, DeAndre Swift, Amon-Ra, and Jalen McMillan, and trading away Calvin Ridley, Chase Brown, Ladd McConkey, Damian Martinez, and Taj Brooks. So the biggest pieces, getting Amon-Ra, Andrews, Godwin, Swift, but trading away Ladd, Chase Brown, and Ridley. So with this squad, post-trade, Hurts, Justin Herbert, Jacobs, Monty Swift, Chase, CD, Amon-Ra, Devontae Adams, and Mark Andrews. It's a pretty nice team.
No tight end premium, no point per carry.
I mean, I'm a big Ladd guy, so I could see myself wanting to do this trade on the other side and just like banking on Chase Brown giving me an elite running back season. But
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think this is like borderline a fleece.
Yeah. I mean, I think
because
it
okay,
has a
what's
lot
the
to do
difference
with-
between Chase Brown and Swift?
Right.
And it's like, okay, that's
the biggest
not
thing is getting
like it's not a ton of points. And then what's the difference between Calvin Ridley and Chris Godwin? Well, if Chris Godwin can come back to 80% of what he was last year, he's going to kill. And right now, Godwin is his wide receiver 5. And then McMillan's just kind of a throw in. But you also gave up 2, like, don't get me wrong. I just talked hype about Taj Brooks. And I like my rookie running backs. But I mean, like,
you don't have to do anything on Damian Martinez.
McMillan and Martinez are nowhere near equal to Mark Andrews and Jalen McMillan. Like, outside of McMillan, you can easily start all of these guys. And if Chris Godwin's injured, then you probably can start Jalen McMillan. So you got 5 starters. Or 4.5 starters. Whereas, like, the other guy got 2.5, maybe, if Calvin Ridley can actually produce. So I'd love this deal for what it did for you. And you walk away in a 12-team start 10, which is not super shallow. It's not like a 10-team start 10, but it's still shallow enough to where the consolidation of actually getting Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's locked in, always going to be a top 10 dynasty wide receiver until he's like 29. Like, it's hard to pass up, Lamb, Amon-Ra, Jamar Chase.
Yeah. No.
So I think you made out there. That's a pay to brag.
Working on a follow-up deal, potentially move Andrews, Monty, and Jalen McMillan for a running back like Kyron or JT. Yeah, I mean, I would probably prefer. I mean, do you have a? I mean, I'd prefer JT versus Kyron, but I think like that range of running backs, I would be fine doing, especially at not 10 and premium. Like, I don't mind just being like, I'll just throw in Zach Ertz to really upgrade the position that's going to give me a lot more wins over replacement for this kind of league.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big. I'm a low key. I'm still a believer of Mark Andrews and what he's got going on there. But in a non-tight end premium, if you can get the conversation of a JT in this situation, like it's hard not to do that.
Yeah. Nice.
But that's a solid deal. I mean,
I was getting ready to do a long breakdown. I was like, that's a pretty big trade. But yeah, I mean, looking at it closer, that's pretty.
It's pretty. You made out there.
It's like one of those, like, you get the best player and then like the pieces just do not add up.
They don't cancel. Yeah, it's like I'm like you. There should be like the second and third best player should be on the other side, and it's like it kind of is, but the gap between Chase Brown and Swift is not massive, unless if Chase Brown just has the last 4 weeks for the rest of the season. I can imagine this was a long deal to negotiate. Those are the ones where it's like, how about we add, I need you to add Taj Brooks. That's the real deal breaker.
I just traded for Lad McConkey, but I don't know if I want to talk about it because it was a.
You're the other guy on the trade.
Yeah, no, it was it was a league I referenced. It's the first league I'm co-managing with one of my friends, and he's been really trying to move Drake May, and he convinced me to move Bucky as well. So we traded basically Drake May and Bucky for Jared Goff, Lad McConkey, and a first. It's basically what it ended up being, which I think is fine. I think it's fine. Trade.
It's fine.
All right, we got a great stream as always, boys. Got to run. Good. Appreciate you popping in. K Scott, we'll see you August, whatever. I don't know when our rookie draft is, but it's coming up.
Yeah, now we can roast his trade that he sent me.
Yeah, there we go. God loves a rebuild and the Steelers. Yeah, he's a Steelers fan. He is a Steelers fan. What is good?
You can always find one.
Builds. Sorry for the last message, family. That's my league mate, and I got excited. Oh, I love it.
No, we need the energy, Brent.
What's up, Ray Roo? All right, we got 2 Ray Roo messages here. Ward in an early 26 first or a veterans battery of Henry, Evans, Cup, Diggs. Wow, early 26 first. I would really want to know the format, but it's really hard to not take the running back and the first. I think actually. There's no way that's is it?
It's not Ward and a first, right?
I think it's. I don't think I would need that first to be early to be willing to do that. Like,
isn't it early first plus a random old guy for Ward? Or is it Ward and an early first for like all these old guys?
The way I'm reading it is Ward and early first, but we'll go here, and then we'll let.
That's why I'm reading it too, and I'm like, give me the early first and a early 2025 first.
I have the other side's Ward. 26 first.
Are you pulling up like MS Paint or something?
You got me stun locked a little bit, Ray Rio. I'm gonna need another follow.
I thought you're like doodling or something.
I was frozen.
Okay, I have the other sides first. They would be flipping and tanking.
Oh no, I'm not trading that.
I'm not doing no.
It'd be hard for me to do that straight up. I have an early 26 first. I'm holding that thing for ransom, and I want a good ransom.
No, I don't
want Derrick Henry. I want a good ransom.
Yeah, I mean they got to throw in at least. I mean it's got to be like Garrett Wilson and Derrick Henry or something crazy.
Like, and don't be like thinking you're hearing like 26 class is not that good stuff. Like, do not be doing that. I have their first.
Yeah, 26
board.
They're
offering Evans, Henry, and the 2 old wide receivers. Yeah, I think we got that, and we're just not, bro. That I read you. I read you like a book, Ray Roo. I read you like a book. Read my mind. There we go.
I don't want to hear about the week 2026 class yet, because we haven't even started NFL season yet. People are saying 2025 was weak. Like I know the NFL,
right?
Especially like I know a lot of NFL scouts during the draft process were like, there's only like the first half of the draft are first round caliber players in traditional drafts. So it's like, and like everyone now is like, oh, I need my 2025 picks. We're going to get to 2026 and you're going to be like, oh man, there's going to be more top end quarterbacks. There's going to be probably just about the same amount of high end wide receivers. It's not going to be 2024 where it was just 20 picks of offense. But we're going to have a ton of players rise up, and all it takes is one or two quarterbacks to pop off, and then all of a sudden those picks are seen as the cream of the crop, and you're going to be like, why did I sell it for Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, and Mike Evans? You want to hold on to it. You just that is probably the most valuable piece on your roster.
Yeah, and I mean, running back and tight end is pretty dynamic as far as like if it is strong at those positions specifically. But like, just look back. I just go to like the last 10 years of drafts. It's just there's not a world where we're not getting at least a handful of offensive players in the first round at the wide receiver quarterback position. Like that's just every single year. Mm-hmm. There's a handful.
It's better too, because you can always move that pick like mid-season. Like if you're a contender or good mid-season, one of your players gets injured, you can trade that early first and like get a superstar. Like someone will give you a stud for that first. I'm not going to take a 30-something-year-old running back and a 30-year-old wide receiver and then, a bunch of guys coming off of like ACL injuries.
Yeah, and yeah, that's the other part of it too. Like I actually am not totally against. I know a lot of people like I feel like some people in Dynasty are like first are like literal untouchable gold, where it's like I will never trade them for like competing assets. I never want to win my Dynasty league. I just want to have the sexiest roster in terms of like draft pick value and young wide receivers.
Hey, don't you say that. I need people to use my site.
Oh yeah, true.
It's more important to be a contender on my site than win your league.
There we go. Okay.
Jedi mind trick.
But these, I mean, specific, like there's a world where, I mean, Henry just gets the contract, right? So I understand, like Derrick Henry, you're expecting to be in your running back slot for 2 seasons. That's fine. I'm fine with that. There is a world where the next 3 names are just literal zeros, like next season. I'm not saying that's the likeliest outcome, but Kupp immediately could not be someone you're wanting to start as soon as this season. Evans could retire next season. I think, he's probably retiring a buck. Maybe he gives him one more year. Diggs is coming off the ACL. Like I have hopes, but they're not high hopes for Diggs next season. Like there's a chance you don't even want to start these guys versus the rest of your competing roster.
Yeah, I mean, I need a piece. Like if I'm giving up an early first in any year, I'm giving up a piece that has at least a 3-year window of being a tradable asset, and none of these have that. At best, in 2 years, all of these players are going to be dust. Like you might have one of these players still being relevant, but like, I'm fine saying, hey, I want Mike Evans plus a young player, but it needs to be like Bucky Irving plus Evans or something for me to be like, sure.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I know I have that team hostage. Like, that's like cool. Like it's going to hurt them more watching them lose every single week and then be like, I paid X amount of dollars this year. I'm going to watch my team lose and then know my team's going to be the exact same next year and have to pay that amount of money again. So like it's on them to like wow you with a trade.
Yeah. Bro, I've been working on trying to get Caleb Johnson from Scott for a minute. I made the mistake of trading him. Caleb Johnson, I really want him back. Traded it before I knew he was a Steelers guy. Yeah. He's,
okay, here, how do we break it to him? It's not happening.
I famously, not famously, but George Pickens, I had in our actually it's very funny. Scott actually auto drafted his entire. This was a wonky, our home league, and I'm sure you guys all have home leagues that are wonky. We did a one night dynasty draft, no trades. There were a lot of like really, really new players. And I think the like slow draft was a little daunting of like a recommendation to have it be like a long-term commitment. He auto drafted his entire team. And he's flipped it around. He ended up turning into a rebuild. I'm very proud of him. But yeah.
You want to hit some of the live stream asks? We got a couple of those.
Let's go. I have throw up.
I think we got 2 from Big Diaz. Then we got Hempin Hillbilly.
I think I have Hempin Hillbilly was just a trade with a little bit of context.
Yeah.
All right. So I have the Hempin Hillbilly here. I can throw up.
Throw it up.
Throw it up. Throw it up. All right. Let's see.
It's karaoke hours now.
You could probably get me to do that on the Thursday night. I would just do the little blurbs.
The Thursday night's the kind of the after dark stream.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so it is a 2-parter. Oh, this one is. Okay.
You like Schumacher or Sanders?
Oh god.
Dallas for Dallas on that.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's
Dallas
worth
on Dallas there.
Me pulling up on the stream. I'll get the other one queued up.
This
one.
It is a tight end premium, so I guess that's something. But yeah, I mean,
I think both probably don't matter, but Sanders has a higher chance of me being able to trade this season. Is where I'm at with those two.
Yeah, I think Sanders, especially with like Jaden Blue, Javonta, like we don't really know what's going on there. So Sanders could still have some sort of a role.
All right.
We got a jumbo trade. I have to. You can read it off. I'm trying to.
I know. I'm gonna do this thing where I just pull up one side. Got this one here. So this one is a little bit of context before I even read this one. Problem is I gave up my 26 first for Hampton and I'm projected bottom 3 when I view my roster in Contender view. This is a 12x10 Superflex tight end premium. Getting Josh Allen, Chuba Hubbard. Oh my gosh, 26 first. I think it's that. Yeah. That side is easy for me. I don't think Terry and those rookies are worth.
I mean, isn't Josh Allen and Daniels cancel out? Essentially,
I wouldn't trade Chuba in a first for Terry, let alone 2 firsts for the other pieces. I mean, I could see.
I'm curious, like what the roster.
Just 12x10.
I'm curious, like what his roster is, because like I assume he sent. Did he send away the 2 firsts and Josh Allen?
I'm hoping not. Well, my problem is I gave my 26 first and he's getting 26 first back. I mean, I would add on to this Josh Allen side, or on the other side to get this Josh Allen side. Like, what do you need from me? What other interesting players? What other wide receiver? What other running back do you need?
I mean, borderline. It's fair if you drop the 2 firsts.
Yeah, this is
like you might maybe add a second, like switch out the 2 firsts for a second, and then it's literally like a fair trade.
Yeah, just 12x10. Yeah, there's no context we could apply to this one. Yeah, let me know, Hempin Hillbilly, if there's any other context or coping you want to do with that one. But hopefully it's just we just get a message that's just yay, I was the Josh Allen side, let's go, something like that.
Yeah, we need signs of life.
All right, we got so I'll give you this question.
I will say Opta yeah, I just want to say optimistically, he did say he gave up his 26 first for Hampton. So that's why I'm like a little optimistic where he's like, "Oh, I had to go get out and get a future first."
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
So maybe that's why I traded. So I'm hoping he's like, I traded away mine, so I got 2 more. That's my angle. There we go.
I need to show this.
We got life.
I need to show this.
You gotta show it, yeah.
In the Discord, I got Allen. I love like it's almost better that it's just
Thank
it's just
God.
I love it. What do you need? Nothing.
Nothing. I
My
just
doggy. Good job, bro. Great trade. Here we go.
I was worried. It's always hard when and thankfully we haven't had a ton where someone's like, here's the trade I made. Like it's an absolute fleece on the other side. Like I'm like, how do I tell this person that he committed to like a 6-year rebuild? But no, that's an amazing deal.
Oh, that's great. All right, I'm pulling this Diaz one, and I'll give some pulled up the wrong. I'll give the context here. Let's see. Let me get this going. All right here. Returning champ had the 101 extracted and banked. Planned to roll naked QB, but then this happened. Daddy approved. All right, wait, what happened?
I think you skipped ahead. Are you looking at which one are you looking at?
Oh, is this
The Daddy approved is a second one.
Yeah. Wait, can you tell me what happened, DS? Please, soon. But I can pull the other one as well.
Planned to roll naked QB, but then that happened.
Genty. Maybe it's getting
Is Diaz in here?
maybe it's getting Dart in the draft. Dude, this team is crazy. JJ, Neighbors, Towns, Genty.
Okay, here we go. Okay,
Cook
he just
Dobbins.
uploaded the trade.
Oh, okay. Dang. Oh shoot. Okay. All right. We'll see. Get all my
Get Russell Wilson, J.K. Dobbins, Stevenson, James Cook, a first and a second for
doing it live.
Hunter.
Look at the speed. I wish we get this rolling.
Dylan Sampson. The hype is rising now.
All right, I'm gonna cover all these
A-Chain,
first round picks.
Anthony Richardson. All 3 first round picks.
You get a 26 first. Dobbins, Cook second. I mean, the biggest crux is moving A-Chan. But you're getting a 26.
Yeah, but I mean, you get so many bodies back.
Dobbins, Russ,
So it's
Stevenson,
like
Cook. Yeah, you're getting. I mean, Cook is like Cook first and second. I'm fine, like body wise. With Dobbins and Stevenson. Yeah. Okay. So the naked QB was you're getting Russ with Dart. Yeah. I mean, with this team too, like this is the kind of team where like I am fine to cash out with Genty Cook getting those firsts. He has 3 26 firsts, 2 seconds, 2 27 firsts. You know, somehow he has 2 28 firsts.
Yeah, you never know. But I mean, you also got like Downs and Sutton, Hollywood. That should be fine. Enough depth at running back, and then you also have so much flexibility in the future. Trade future seconds, trade first. Once people start dropping out, saying that they're rebuilding, go in, buy all their stuff. And yeah, I mean, this team is exactly where you want to be. Like, if you're a contender in this league, like, you're like, okay, cool, I feel good, but you do have to be wary that a team that is sitting at 4th has 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, 3 third-round picks, 2 27s, 2 seconds. You have so much firepower that this team, by the end of the year, could look completely different.
Yeah. Birds builds here. Hey, where's the Discord link at? Yeah, we have I know Becca called out the linked on the homepage of the site, also in the description. But yeah, if you just go to Dynasty Daddy, join Discord right here, you can click that, or you can go in the link in the YouTube description. If you go down, there's a join the Discord link there. Yeah.
We're growing every day.
Oh, got a sub at some point. Thank you. Great speed. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. The team is a monster.
What about the Adams Henry?
All right.
Yes, we're looking at that one now.
All right, let's do
You got the first one.
I'm gonna do this philosophical question for you, and then I'll pull up the other one for later. Philosophically, the wide receiver class next year is objectively the worst in years, right? Is this an actionable insight, i.e., buy young wide receivers with picks if you need a wide receivers, or a phantom fact? I think it's interesting, and I do think that it even gets more amplified when people look at the 2027 wide receiver class, like specifically with like Jeremiah Smith, like that comparison to 26. I feel like it makes that thought for people even stronger. I'll let you yap about it. I do have thoughts, but I'll let you do the yapping, and I'll do the trapping. Oh, sorry.
You're on
just
one.
Take over.
No, I mean, I think it's a good question, but I think at a core, what makes a good draft class is it's a concert of high-end quarterback value, high-end wide receiver value. If we don't have wide receivers, we still have a lot of quarterbacks in the class, so I don't feel terrible about 26 first abroad. And we're also going to see players rise up the board, right? And that's something I don't want to bet on today, is like saying this class stinks. Because historically, if you have a top 10-ish pick, top 12 pick, you're going to get a good shot on a good prospect, a good profile somewhere. Weaker classes honestly hurt more in like the second rounds, because then you're starting to take those like random guys and not finding those values. Like even this year, people were like, oh, there's not going to be a lot of wide receivers. Like this class kind of stinks. You still got a lot of the, Jaden Higgins, the Goldens, those types of profiles later on in the draft class. So I expect there will be, come next year, we're going to be like, wow, look at all these new wide receivers. I do think right now it is a lot weaker, but I haven't done a deep dive in all the 26 prospects or anything like that. I'm not a big believer from a dynasty perspective. You need to roster construct future picks, slotting in players, because I think so much can change that just like this will be a valuable pick in the future. And if people want to fade the 26 class, then sure, I'll buy them all. Like if you're giving me a discount on this class, I'm going to take it. Until I have to actually make the pick, like most first round picks are the same, unless if they have that early, if they're early, then you treat them differently. But to me, a mid to late first is pretty much the same.
Beautiful. And beautiful timing. We've got this one queued up and ready. So this is this and Diaz, you need to send us one bad team. Just give us you got to put your worst roster, a trade you made. This team is nasty. Drake May, Justin Herbert, Ginty, Caleb Johnson, RJ
These
Harvey.
These teams are insane.
Scanabu, Tracy Tootin, all these rookie running backs. Malik Neighbors, BTJ, Amon-Ra, Marv, Bowers at tight end. 226 firsts. And the trade offer, I don't believe this is accepted. I believe this is an inbox offer. Getting this is an accepted offer because you have Jarquez Hunter and Marv receives, sends, or no, maybe it's the other way around. I think this is an inbox offer that is like looks weird because it's received. Okay. Getting Devontae Adams, Derrick Henry, and J.K. Dobbins for Hunter and Harrison. He notes having a hard time moving off of Marv for Adams and Henry, but wanted to post this one. Yeah, I'm not doing this one, especially with this team specifically. One, I think that offer or type of offer is going to be available to you at any point in season. Maybe not those specific players, but like high scoring running back, some other contending asset. And I don't even think you need to do that with this team. Malik, BTJ, Amon-Ra, Marv. Like maybe I would try to find a way to get like one more depth receiver, but I don't even think you need to force yourself to do that right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the play, like this is the perfect team, period. But this is a perfect team to have like a Marv type player.
Yeah.
Where it's like I have players that produce around him, and if he doesn't live up to the elite value that I'm taking the risk on, it's not gonna like break my team. It's like, man, I lost 40% on Marv, but it's not like my entire team's future is crumbled because Marv was my centerpiece. So to me, it's like, yeah, like you have the luxury of saying, I want to keep Marv. Maybe I take a second and go buy Jacoby Myers or something and just be like that. If Marv doesn't pan out, I can just plug in Jacoby. But you also have two flexes, so you can probably just plug in a lot of your running backs that you have here as well. So I don't feel like you said, it's like a deal I can always take Marv week 6 and be like, okay, I'm off of this thing. I can always take him around to somewhere else and get it. It might not be the exact same deal or as much value. You might lose 20%, but I'm willing to risk J.K. Dobbins if I hit the upside of Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah. Will
I will say I just want to shout out. I've never seen. This is just me being a junkie of building a website. I've never seen a player have a value of 3 on Keep Trade Cut. Like I've just never seen that in my life. I've never seen that. That is impressive.
No, the last thing I was gonna say, and shout out to Diaz. We had a $2 ball, and I'll play it again for Big Diaz here. I mean, with this team too, like and Jeremy kind of said it. Like I don't think I need to reiterate too hard, but there's like other deals. Like I would almost rather with this kind of team, like trade a first to get a different competing feel player, than like trading away a Marv type player for both of those. Not that I want to do that, because I don't think you need to do that with this team. Yeah. Tommy Fedone. Nowhere to go but up. True. Well, that could be a 0. Who's the 3? Yeah. Who's he getting put up against? Who's getting Fedone in the...
I want to see, like, is there any... Oh, there's some trades. Fedone trades. A 26th third.
Oh, dang. We're getting thirds? I got to pick this guy up.
Jamari Thrash for Fedone.
I thought Noah Gray was the next Travis Kelce. What happened to that?
Oh, wow. This is interesting. This was 2 weeks ago. Maybe they had insider information. Dylan Sampson and Fedone for a 26-second and a 27-second.
Dang. Those seconds cancel out.
Spicy
1 second for Sampson, 1 second for Fedone. Are we shy on Marv because of last year? Yeah, we've had a lot of Marv convos. I mean, I think there's a lot of different things you could point to with Marv. I think my expectations aren't necessarily that
next Travis Kelce.
I think like the thing with Marv, and like we don't need to do the whole Marv convo breakdown, Kyler limitations, offensive limitations, Marv and Harrison limitations, because I do think we tend to over criticize rookie year production when Marv's was like pretty decent. It just wasn't 1-2 turn on underdog production. But I think Marv, he'll be a wide receiver. He'll give you wide receiver 1 week. So he'll give you wide receiver 2 season most likely, which is going to feel really disappointing for what his dynasty value was and probably is, but not like get off my team for 2 Rusties.
Marv is like the like a good case study for us in 2 years when everyone is drafting Jeremiah Smith and he's dynasty wide receiver 2, because that's like Marv was kind of that prospect in terms of, I mean, Jeremiah Smith is, crazy to say it, probably a better prospect than Marv. But Marv was still seen as like a near perfect wide receiver prospect. And it's just hard to live up to those expectations. It's like, it's hard to do it as a quarterback, but at least a quarterback touches the ball every play. A wide receiver doesn't. So it's like, you just really have to be in a good situation. The Cardinals were just a weird team last year. Like some weeks they'd look amazing. They'd look like a top offense in the league. Other weeks they'd look like anemic. So, and a lot of it too, I know, was their run game was so dominant and their pass game struggled. So they just started leaning on the run, kind of like the Packers, where it's just like, we're just going to run it down their throat. But in general, like, I'm not out on Marv. It's similar to the Brian Thomas Jr. or not Brian Thomas, the Garrett Wilson type of process of like, do I want to pay a price for him where he's never produced at that price? And it's like, it's not really. Like, I'd rather pay for a Lad McConkey of a similar price or someone like that. Just because like the unknown of Marv is like, he could be, Malik Neighbors next year, or he could be, like another Garrett Wilson type. And that's honestly probably a good case, is if he gets that Garrett Wilson bump where everyone's like, well, it's always next year. It's always next year. But I mean, if he kind of busts, he's gonna be in like Zay Flowers range.
Yeah, but I think with Marv too, I think I do think it's a great call on like the Garrett Wilson path, and I think that's a good thought process for how you expect Dynasty gamers to treat Marvin Harrison. Like there will always be like the excuses that you can give to him for the way they're deploying him. I mean, I'm sure we've all heard the like sacrificial X stuff that we've heard with Marv. And I think there's some merit to that. And, there's ways to, utilize motion better, whatever. He's just never going to be like a screen guy like Neighbors, or, he's not going to get those like short stuff. Like all that stuff will kind of, basically what I was trying to say is Marvin Harrison, the path I could see very similar to Garrett Wilson. And I think the dynasty value will hold that same kind of way. And we see that with early first round receivers and any position.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just hard. It's hard to live up to that value. That's why I'd rather take, like, part of me loves those like late round first picks at wide receiver. Cause like, sure, some of them kind of don't hit, but if they don't hit, they still get valued all right, as long as it's not like a QJ or someone that like everyone already hates.
Hey, it's QJ season, dude.
But if they hit,
it's
we don't
Trey
need that.
Harris. No, it's Trey. I mean, I'm underdog pilled right now, so it is QJ season in my brain. But it's Trey Harris.
It might be Ty Felton season before QJ season.
it's Trey Harris holdout. It's Mike Williams pop, which honestly we could have predicted. Let's be honest. But yeah, and this one here,
that one hurt.
My bad if the energy I gave when I was talking about like doing the Marv thing was that like you're not caught up on the circle or anything. No, we are happy you are here. Much love to everyone. Appreciate you all hanging out. That was more of just like I say the same thing about Marv, where it's just kind of like the feelings are down.
It's like our analysis hasn't changed a ton.
The Medusa hands.
It's hard because like Marv is definitely I've never heard Medusa hands. Marv is he's just one of the guys that everyone wants to talk about. Like he's just the unknown because he could really be Neighbors. He could be Neighbors range of everyone loves him. He could also be just what he was, and everyone's like maybe next year's it. And I think a lot like I'm optimistic about Kyler and the Cardinals in general. I think they're kind of like that frisky. They're a frisky team. If they're on Dynasty Daddy, if we're plugged in all 32 teams, they're that frisky team that could make the playoffs, could figure things out. It just really comes down like from a team perspective, they need to figure out their pass rush, especially because their defense was just wacky. And if they can actually have a consistent defense and they can probably not have to rely on Kyler in the run game, basically James Conner, go riding them into the sunset to actually win games.
Mm-hmm. Is there real worry about these second round picks not signing? Yeah, I think this is a really interesting conversation at this point. I will say that these like holdout things, it's tough. And I think like the signing thing is tough because I think a lot of the second round picks that you'll hear this about, a lot of them are planning on practicing throughout the like and going to camp. Some are like holding out and like refusing to practice. But yeah, I think the teams tend to win these outside of like the crazy scenarios where like a Le'Veon Bell is willing to hold out the entire season. Like for the most part, a deal gets done. Maybe it's some guarantees kind of deal. I'm not going to pretend to really understand the whole minutia outside of just, them wanting to get the Jaden Higgins guaranteed contract stuff. But yeah, I don't anticipate it being a big issue, but I will say for like immediate value, like underdog specifically, redraft one season, I do think it is kind of a big deal if rookies are going to be missing camp, especially in that second round range. That is a big deal for installation, how acclimated rookies get to systems. We see it every year that, even rookies that have great seasons, a lot of times it takes until middle of the season for them to get going. So yeah, any missed camp is really brutal.
Yeah, and I think I'll add to it as well. I don't know if you've listened to Pablo Finds Out pod, but he's been on an absolute heater recently. Friend of the site. He gave me a shout out back in the day during the Immaculate Grid hype. But he's been doing he did a really cool deep dive on the 61 paper document or whatever that the NFLPA released. And basically it was just all about how owners are colluding against players getting fully guaranteed contracts and things like that. So I do think it is a little bit different. Yeah, I do think it's a little bit different this year because I think all that's starting to get aired out more. So I think the NFLPA is going to start really demanding more fully guaranteed contracts, like holistically. So I think that it's not like, oh, these players are being, selfish. I think it's kind of like a PA thing of like, we need to kind of band together more on this and not let, the rich owners all be able to kind of say, no, we're not going to do that. Because it's like, I know like the example Pablo always gave was the deal with Kyler, where like the Kyler contract, they would write in things like the Call of Duty thing and like things to be like, why you don't get a fully guaranteed contract.
Yeah.
And then like the owner of the Chargers was like, nice deal. Like that's going to help me when I have to sign Herbert. Like, so I don't have to give him fully, like it's like all these crazy things. So I would definitely recommend checking out his stuff. I mean, I just listened to the Malik Beasley episode he did too. Fascinating story. But, his stuff. Ooh, source. Hey, Duncan Robinson though. Yeah.
Healthy J9.
But
that's what
it's definitely incredible like journalism that he's doing, and it's cool to see. And I think that's also an aspect of why we're going to see second round picks who are somewhat high prospects, especially early seconds. We're going to see more holdouts, and I'm not too concerned. I just think that's going to be the norm. Is they're going to say, we want these to be more fully guaranteed. Like, especially, I just think that's what they're going for. Yeah,
especially with like the Higgins like being signed with the guarantee stuff. Like that is, I know a lot of people pointing to like that being big for like that's hurting a lot of the other teams in their negotiations when they're able to point to like, why can't I have what he has?
Yeah, no, exactly. I think ultimately too, like I'm a fan of them getting the fully guaranteed contracts where they can, because at the end of the day, I mean, they're the ones going out there and putting their bodies on the line, and I couldn't imagine it's like, even if I'm at the top of my game, like I could be Jonathan Brooks and just have my ACL shredded, and it's like, well, like all earnings, or great ones like what's James Robinson. Brings the tears to my eyes. I mean, he was in line to get an actual deal. I mean, he was undrafted, so he had nothing. And he just is like, that stuff makes me sad. Like those people definitely have earned a nice payday.
Yeah, not a lot of CTE or ACL tears for the owners and GMs of these teams.
Exactly.
Will, if that is your real name, I will say little Will lore, if you're interested. It's actually Will on the birth certificate, not William. So I am.
Oh, that is interesting.
I'm a straight up Will. Shout out to my mom. She said I don't want them to call him Bill. I don't want William. His name is Will.
What was it? So it was like a decision that she made. She was like,
she called her shot.
Short Will.
She birthed me, and she made the claim.
I didn't know if it was like like, oh crap, is it Will or William? And then you just picked.
That's I think it's going back to Marv. Even when talent is in bad situations, I like to bet on talent because situation can change year to year. Talent is more rare in my opinion. 100% agree too. And to like talent. And I mean, it's kind of like talent is a tough thing to like really, really quantify, but I think you can kind of put in the bucket of like prospects, the artificial dynasty value that people associate with players heading into the league. Stuff like reception perception with Matt Harmon, like stuff that will point a player or paint a player in a positive light that you can kind of add on to your talent thought with like the dynasty value perception of players. I like holding on to as well in the dynasty game, because I think a lot of gamers can be a little bit too focused on the year to year, and it's like, Marv is, he's not going in the second round on underdog early enough. Like he's more mid second. Let me trade him in a first for Drake London because he's going to have a better season this year. And it's like, I mean, maybe that's not the best bet to make. All right,
yeah, I mean, I think too, like, okay, let's stick with Marv. Yeah, no, but I mean, I think too, it's also positional, right? You got to also look like, because Kyle was like, oh, is he the next Kyle Pitts? Like Kyle Pitts does have talent, but Marv, especially wide receivers in general, like you have to have talent to earn the targets. And Marv is not going to bust with that profile. He might not live up to the expectations that everyone had for Marv, but he's not going to be like nothing. He's not going to be like a QJ or something where it's like, oh, he's a gadget guy. Like Marv will have some sort of role. It just might not be elite fantasy wide receiver 1, Jamar Chase type role. Because I mean, like that's incredible expectations to have. I think the only player to actually live up to that in like modern history is probably Jamar Chase, like, who came in. Everyone was like, he didn't even play his senior year. He's like, screw it, and like just came in and was the guy. So you just got to be patient a little bit. But I don't think talent's always the most important at positions like running back or things like that, where it's like a lot of times opportunity relates to fantasy production. So it's like, like I don't think Zach Moss is the most talented running back, but I was sure as hell starting him 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Like you can find weeks where those players actually matter.
Mm. I'm just unlocked. My finger is hovering over all these chats that I could and are choosing not to click. All right, here we go. We were drafting Najee Harris over Jamar Chase. You remember Jamar Chase couldn't see the lines on the football. The footballs in the NFL were different than the
I remember
football.
It's like the camp reports. Everyone was like, oh no, like Jamar Chase dropped balls. Like he can't catch footballs anymore. I was like, okay. I don't know about that. This is I will say this is kind of like a Jeremy Lore moment. Because one of the first dynasty drafts I ever did, startup drafts. Actually, first rookie draft. I remember watching the LSU Tigers, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Everyone was like, "Oh, Jamar Chase is a stud," and I was like, yeah, he is." Justin Jefferson, I was like, "This guy's incredible." Like I'm like, "Oh man, he looks so good." I like the eye test and all that. And I was not even in like the dynasty streets like I am now. So I like now I'm like, oh, I know the analytics and all that. Like I didn't know any of that, but I was just like, this guy's like why is no one talking about him? And I remember at the draft, and I was like, well, the Eagles just won the Super Bowl, and they took Jalen Reagor, so I trust them because they took him over Justin Jefferson. Mm-hmm. I'm never letting that happen again. I will say, if anyone comes in here and names a TCU receiver and asks me if we should pick them, I'm just gonna be out. Like that, it's the helmet. It's a curse. There, I am never. You could put Neighbors, Jamar Chase. You could put Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss in a TCU helmet, and they are not catching the football. I do not want to see a TCU wide receiver ever in my rookie drafts. That is just a personal. I'm not ever doing that. Like that's. Yeah, Savion Williams hype. I don't need any of that.
And then the next year, Jeremy sold me a second. Sold a second to me for sure.
Yes, that's.
Yeah. That sucks. I got Besh and Savion in some of my leagues. Yeah, I mean, hopefully they're in spots where them being total zeros isn't.
You can swallow it. Yeah.
Like that's. It's probably a
Besh
mid,
is
late
like
third for Savion.
Yeah, I mean Savion's like free.
Yeah. Born in Honolulu, my ass. Hey, don't diss Honolulu. That's the Lions color, Honolulu blue.
If the Lions made to the Super Bowl last year, would you have dyed your hair blue?
The Amon-Ra. Here's another. We can start. We're winding down a little bit. When Will has to like hover over the messages that I can click, and let me know if I missed any live stream asks. Do we have one more that I need to touch on?
I'll check. I think we may honestly have one. But
JTech did have how early is too early for RJ Harvey in one QB. Rookie draft isn't until next month, but we got a whole month to answer this question. No, I think no. How early is too early?
You got a whole month.
I mean, I would take for sure. I mean, obviously, Ginty, Hampton. I would take McMillan. I would take Travis Hunter. I would still take Travion. But I think immediately after that, I think he's in the conversation.
Is that 6?
In one QB.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
because you would just slide. You basically just move Cam Ward out.
Right.
Let's see. I'll pull up a rookie draft, though I remember where I'm at. But yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I guess the question is Igbuka or Harvey. You probably take Igbuka, right?
Yeah.
So then you would take him at like 7.
Yeah, I was more answering the how early is too early thing. Like I wouldn't scoff at somebody taking him over Igbuka. I personally would slot Igbuka in, but I would probably, if I'm on the clock, I've been kind of coin flipping, honestly. I don't have like leading up to, even before J.K. Dobbins, I like Caleb Johnson a lot. So I was, there's some leagues where I was taking Caleb over Harvey or trying to trade back because I didn't care enough, or was hoping the tight ends would be drafted and I would be able to get some value, move up in the second to get, Golden or Burden or Dart. But yeah, I think that 107, 108 is probably where I would take Harvey. But I'll give you, you asked me the dye in the hair blue. I'll give you the quick shout out to my wife. I love her. Love my life. We actually just had an anniversary. It's beautiful, amazing, awesome, funny. But, big but coming. We are watching the Niners-Lions NFC Championship game together. And she is texting her father because they were planning a trip to Vegas to go to the Super Bowl. Not go to the actual Super Bowl, but to be in Vegas and go to all the events.
Yeah,
and
like
stuff,
go
and then
watch it. Yeah,
and then go on like some watch party thing. And they're texting, and it's halftime, and we're up, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, let's go book the flights, baby! Hell yeah!" And I was like, "Oh, she jinxed it." That's brutal. Actually, Josh Reynolds jinxed it, and that forehead.
That was the
helmet bounce football, pass interference, touchdown. I can't relate.
I couldn't believe like the bus wasn't parked. I'm like, come on, guys, like y'all.
Brutal.
I don't think Ben Johnson can park the bus. I don't think he can like be like, that's my like a personal. This is probably like we're getting to like personal like drunk coaching. But I'm like watching
stuff.
Yeah, when he's like, I'm like, okay, it's cute and all, but I'm like, when you are down, when your quarterback's thrown like 3 interceptions and you're the 1 seed and you're down, why are you doing a triple reverse thing and having JMO throw a 40-yard interception? I'm like, just out talent the team. Yeah. They're like the Commanders have like the oldest defense in the league. Like you could just be like run it down their throat, pass the like just do basic crap. Like we don't need you to be like doing like you are down 20 points to the Commanders. Like that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And I like that to me like frustrates me. I'm like, I get the cute stuff when it's working, but like you need to kind of get serious sometimes.
We can close the Lions sad talk here and move on because I'm seeing some questions going in. But I will say that Lions defense would have gotten by the Eagles bad. It would have been
the Eagles
embarrassing. It would have been. I would not have.
I don't think the outcome would have been different. I agree.
But I agree with that though for sure. What you're saying.
Yeah, I was like, I remember watching that and just being like, I was like, I thought you were supposed to be good. Like, what's going on here?
I will say, I mean, I think there's a lot of interesting like QB battle situation stuff. I mean, I was about to say the Saints. That's probably not the most exciting one. But I mean, you got Cam Ward, you got the Saints, you got like a lot of these second year QBs. You've got the Colts QB competition. But the comment here, you guys surprised by the lack of chatter from camp surrounding Cam Ward? I feel like that's a good thing. Yeah, I think like the like joint practice stuff and like the preseason actual like training camp periods, I feel like are where you actually start to feel like you're getting close to real football. Because obviously a lot of the stuff is like install, 7-on-7. Like a lot of the stuff that was leading up to this is like they're not even really wearing pads or hitting. They're just like, hugging each other while they're running routes and everything.
I also don't think the situation is that exciting. Not to diss on the Titans. Like I just mean like they're a smaller market and their team isn't like, like something the media is always harping on. So even if, like it's not something where it's like, oh my gosh, this crazy camp report. Like we all know Cam Ward's going to be a starter. Yeah. We all know he's going to probably be fine.
And he's a rookie
but
quarterback.
that team has low expectations. Yeah, like it's like we know what that is. Like it's not like Ty Felton report where everyone's like, "Oh, Justin Jefferson's job is in lingo." Like it's nothing like that. Like those are the things that people like to blow up on like Reddit and crap because they're the ones that pick Ty Felton in the fourth and are like, "Well, like look at me, I'm a genius." Everyone who has Cam Ward took him in a high pick. Like it's just not going to get hyped up the same way, I think, unless if it's negative.
Top most fine players in NFL history. Here's a good breakdown if anybody wants to go through that. I don't understand this. Trending Lions QB Jared Goff's top QBs. Oh, okay. This is his list. Top QBs in NFL history. Brady, Manning, Montana, Elway, Breeze, Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, Ben Roethlisberger. I just started the Netflix QB. Is this from there? Did he do that on there?
I don't know. I haven't finished it, so I don't know if he.
My girl started making fun of me. I was telling her about how I bought a Burrow jersey after his rookie year because I was like so sure he was going to be like top quarterback in the NFL, even though like the season was like whatever, it was fine. And then they went to the next season, made the playoffs, and she was like, "Oh, is that why they won't made it to the playoffs? Because you bought his jersey?" Ripping on me. So we stopped watching after that. Ward 105 plus is going to look good in hindsight. I will say I do think that. I think you always want to compare rookie picks, right? That's what we tend to do in Dynasty compared to like what other players were going around. So it's really going to be a lot of the like people who took like Tedrow McMillan, Travis Hunter, Travion Henderson over Cam Ward in comparison. But the value installation of a rookie quarterback, especially one that went first overall, it is very rare to me. Obviously Genty, like a top 10 running back is huge and will just always be in the conversation for a 101. Think back to Bijan and Gibbs. Bijan specifically, probably as far as a prospect versus Gibbs. But yeah, I think it's very rare that, especially with what we've seen from rookie quarterbacks in the past couple seasons, that we hadn't seen. I was a little surprised that we didn't get any buzz of people pushing Ward up to like the 101, 102, or at least 102. I feel like in most of my leagues, he was going 104, 105, 106.
Yeah, I think too we're kind of in a we're kind of spoiled because last year's draft class every quarterback was like kind of good and still kind of holds like decent value. Like we didn't have like a Zach Wilson year where everyone's like, oh, like everyone feels good about having a Bo Nix or a Penix or a JJ McCarthy or like. So like I think a lot of people too are like, I already got my young insulated quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't need another. Like a lot of these teams are picking high. So I think a lot of people are like, I don't really want that. And like I said it too. To me, like Ward's locked into the 105. I think I'd take him over like a Henderson, unless if I'm so loaded at quarterback, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But I think Ward 5+. It's crazy. Like I thought he would stop at 5, but I know Henderson in the past month or so has kind of passed him, and everyone's like higher on Henderson. So I do agree with that, though. I think 5+. Like, and if the 105 doesn't work out, who cares? Like, not to say it's not going to be sad, but it would be different if you're taking them 101 and Gene T's on the board or something like that.
Yeah. I think people sometimes too will kind of put a player into a box of like that player specific value versus what that player could unlock for the rest of your roster. So like at the quarterback position specifically, like if Cam Ward is just and I'm not expecting this for the rookie season, but like let's just say he's a back end quarterback 1, middle range quarterback 2 for his like entire career, and he like hits in that capacity, like that opens up so much in the superflex streets of how hard it is to acquire quarterbacks and how much value they hold in trades, where you can just take the quarterback that's valued higher that you're going to plug Cam Ward in for and move that for other positional players versus needing your rookie running back that went in the second round to like quote unquote hit. But I think I think Travion Henderson's a good bet. So I understand it, but
no, I do
agree
too.
with this take.
I think too, like the other thing, the last thing I add about Cam Ward too is I just feel like the ceiling on him is a lot lower than a lot of 101s we've seen in the past. And I think that also contributed to him being someone that we fade.
Yeah.
Whereas like Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, like you obviously know what the ceiling is. And we've seen the ceiling for one. And like even before, like Trevor Lawrence still gets hype because we know everyone's like maybe his ceiling is there. Like there's a lot of players that have way more hype than Cam Ward coming in. So I think too, it's just, I mean, people were talking about the 26 class being weak. 25 was very weak at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right. Well, while we got the people here, and I don't see any chat messages, I want to make sure I call out to you that are here to get in one of these Dynasty Daddy leagues. I don't have a set like expiration date. We'll probably put one on and make an announcement in the Discord for when the signups will close. Honestly, we'll probably just make sure we're getting pretty close to being able to fill all of them with 12 teams. But yeah, join a Daddy League. Go to that channel. Fill out the Google form. Step 1, join the free Discord. Link in the description if you're not in there already. And step 2, fill out the sign up form. Also, check out the new video that just dropped today. Best startup values, best pick. Get ready for those Dynasty Daddy startups, man. And I'm sure you guys got some other startups going on this offseason. It's always great to have a plan for your startup, and there's some good picks in here. Thank you, Jeremy, for that one. And then Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, I will be drafting some underdog best ball teams. So come hang. We'll talk some Dynasty, talk some best ball. It'll be a good time.
it always is. I love the Thursday nights.
Appreciate it. Any closing thoughts? A lot of fun stuff going on for Dynasty Daddy, and man, we're approaching real football season. It's like I just got a text from one of my home leagues. Hey, looking to schedule the rookie or our redrafts drafts. We're still on Yahoo. Who you guys ready to do that?
Yeah, it's rough.
We're getting that going in August, so it's actual NFL season, man. Almost.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, fantasy season for me now means I'm busy making sure I'm making enough Reddit posts to get new people on Dynasty Daddy. But I'm excited. We got a lot of exciting things coming to the site. We talked about the leagues. I think it was Big Diaz was like, maybe we do the buy-ins and we name it like Sugar Daddy or something like different I don't know. We can get creative with that, but I'm excited to actually have more officially organized Dynasty Daddy leagues. And then we got early development for anyone that's in the club on an Android app for Dynasty Daddy, and I'll be working on an iOS app as well. Never made an app before, so be patient with me as I figure out what the hell to do. But exciting stuff. Shout outs to Moose Bruce. He had an issue with his Android device, and he just messaged me that I fixed it. So I was very happy about that, because if anyone has ever styled a website before, mobile styling is a pain in the ass. So, but I'm excited about all of that. We got Dynasty Daddy trade values as well for the club, which broke this morning, but they're back. I don't know why they broke, but so got a lot of stuff I'm trying to ramp up, and I'm excited to actually get to enjoy football. Like I was watching the quarterback show again, and just I remember it was Lions, Vikings, end of the year. Both teams were 14-2, and they showed like the intro, and I was like, I remember sitting on the couch. Like I got like nostalgia. I was so pumped for that game. I was like, this is like playoff football, like before the playoff. Like I was so excited. So I just can't wait to be grinding margins and having a bunch of random players to talk about. So I'm super pumped.
There's a video that exists on my wife's phone of me grittying, holding a Lions football in my Lions sweatshirt when Jahmyr Gibbs scored his second touchdown. So yeah, I'm excited to do that again this year.
Chat too much lore. They're going to be asking for your stand up and you doing a gritty.
We'll do a full. There'll be a separate channel just for all the obscure random references we make on these streams. But yeah,
it's like a channel with like 22 subscribers called like Deep Will Lore, and the profile is just a black circle.
we'll put it on the Dynasty Daddy. It's we have to scroll really far down to get to Will's blog. Yeah, well, appreciate you all. Thank you all for hopping in. I always have a blast on these Tuesday night trade shows. We'll see you Thursday night and next Tuesday night as well. Obviously, I don't even need to say that at this point, but thought I'd close with it.
Should already be in your Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, or wherever in your Outlook if you're on your work computer.
Yeah, let them know you're busy. No overseas
If you're on Microsoft
meetings.
Teams, people are like, "Hey, why do you have 9 p.m. on Tuesday marked off in Slack?"
Don't be emailing me. I will not be answering.
Yeah.
I appreciate you all. Peace.
Appreciate it.
Out.